The internet is on fire right now. Fans are in complete shock. The rap community is divided, and emotions are running higher than ever. Back in 2018, the sudden and tragic death of Chicago drill pioneer Fredo Santana sent shockwaves across the culture. But while headlines blamed health complications, lean addiction, and seizures, insiders have always whispered that there was more to the story than anyone dared to admit. In the years since, rumors spiraled out of control: secret hospital visits, emotional late-night conversations, and disturbing details that never made it to the news. Friends close to Fredo claim he was fighting demons nobody saw coming, while others believe powerful figures in the industry wanted his story buried. And now, shocking new information has surfaced that paints a chilling picture of Fredo's final days. One that could rewrite everything we thought we knew. Fans are stunned. The family was left divided, and the truth behind Fredo Santana's passing may be darker than you ever imagined. Stay locked in, because what we're about to uncover is not just a tragedy, it's the untold truth behind a legend's downfall. To really understand the weight of Fredo Santana's tragic passing, we have to rewind the clock and look at the world he was living in. Fredo wasn't just another rapper coming out of Chicago. He was one of the original architects of the drill movement. Alongside Chief Keef, Lil Reese, and the rest of the crew, Fredo's name carried weight in both the streets and the industry. His voice was raw, his presence was menacing. And yet, behind that icy stare was a man who had been fighting personal battles since day one. Fans often remember Fredo for his classic mixtapes, his unforgettable features, and his role in putting Chicago drill on the global map. But what most people don't realize is that Fredo was also the glue that held a lot of relationships together behind the scenes. He wasn't just a rapper, he was a cousin, a father figure to some, and a friend who people leaned on in the darkest times. Chief Keef himself has said in interviews that Fredo's energy was different. He wasn't chasing clout, he wasn't desperate for fame, he wanted loyalty, respect, and stability in a world that rarely gave him any. But that loyalty came at a cost. The rap game is filled with constant pressure to perform, to stay relevant, and to navigate endless beefs that never seem to end. Fredo's lifestyle, like so many others in the drill scene, was heavy on late nights, constant travel, and the use of lean and prescription drugs to cope with the chaos. It became part of the culture, a dangerous badge of honor, and Fredo wore it until it wore him down. Close friends would later reveal that Fredo often complained about chest pains, fatigue, and a feeling that his body was shutting down. One chilling account came from a studio engineer who recalled Fredo stepping out of a recording session and sitting silently in the hallway. He just stared at the floor for like 10 minutes, the engineer remembered. When I asked if he was good, he just shook his head and whispered, "I'm tired of this." At the time, nobody thought much of it. They assumed he meant tired of the industry, tired of fake people. But in hindsight, those words carried a much deeper meaning. The weeks leading up to his death were filled with red flags. Fredo had been hospitalized months earlier after suffering a seizure, and doctors reportedly warned him that his health was deteriorating rapidly. Still, in classic Fredo fashion, he brushed it off, telling fans on Instagram Live that he wasn't scared of death. "If I go, I go," he once said, his face half hidden under a hoodie. That moment, meant to show toughness, now feels like a haunting prophecy. And then there were the whispers, friends saying Fredo was paranoid, that he believed people were plotting against him, that the industry wasn't being honest about what was happening behind the curtain. Whether these were the effects of heavy drug use or genuine fears, we may never know. But what's clear is that Fredo's world was spinning out of control, and the people closest to him knew something terrible was on the horizon by the time January 2018 arrived. The tension around Fredo was thick. Family members reportedly begged him to slow down, to take his health seriously. But as one insider later revealed, Fredo never wanted to look weak. He didn't want fans thinking he was vulnerable. That wasn't the image he built. And so, despite the warning signs, Fredo kept pushing forward until fate finally caught up with him, just when fans thought they had heard every detail about Perceive. Only Ruby Kiss has the luxurious texture that glides on my.live/malast and leaves a rich, long-last case. my/clash/lawlast court. my/cade.wage malas.wa kwk relies. My live. Kwi live. Court ag. My bed. Isa bad. By Malive. Like Tsimad Tukad Kai. Ka riwi sui klisko kad I go kakatu with the bikas liswik guy sickups. Ye but it's to seize it like the kisat. Fredo Santana's passing. A shocking twist surfaced online that reignited the conversation and sent the internet spiraling into chaos. It started quietly, with a mysterious 4-second audio clip uploaded to Twitter in the middle of the night. The voice was muffled, shaky, but two fans who replayed it again and again. It sounded eerily like someone close to Fredo, whispering. They knew he wasn't gonna make it. Within minutes, the clip spread like wildfire. Hashtags like #FredoSetup and #Untold Truth began trending, as thousands of fans tried to decode who the voice belonged to and what exactly it meant. Was it a reference to the doctors who warned Fredo about his declining health? Or was it something darker, an implication that people around him might have ignored or even exploited his condition? Twitter detectives wasted no time. Frame-by-frame breakdowns of the audio popped up on TikTok, with users claiming the voice matched someone from Fredo's own circle. One viral thread even suggested that the clip was recorded during Fredo's final hospital stay. Listen closely at the background. One fan tweeted, "You can hear a monitor beeping." This was inside the room. Others weren't convinced, insisting it was edited, maybe even AI-generated. But the damage was already done. The seed of doubt had been planted. DJ Academics jumped on the story the next morning, streaming live to tens of thousands of viewers. "Yo, if this is real, it's crazy," he said, rewinding the clip multiple times. Somebody around Fredo knew he was dying, and instead of helping, they're admitting it like they let it happen. That's wild. His commentary only added fuel to the fire. And soon, YouTube was flooded with conspiracy videos dissecting every second of the audio. Even more bizarre. Just hours after the leak, an Instagram account with no profile picture posted a cryptic story. Funny how legends fall. But not everyone wants the truth out. The account disappeared minutes later, but screenshots had already been captured and spread across rap blogs. Fans were convinced this wasn't coincidence, it was connected. Then came the most chilling part. A fan on Reddit claimed to have a second clip, longer and more damning, where the same voice allegedly says, "Don't tell his mom. Let it play out," while nobody could confirm if this extended clip was authentic. The rumor alone was enough to push the narrative into overdrive. TikTok videos racked up millions of views as creators acted out dramatic reenactments of what they believed went down in Fredo's final hours. The chaos split the fanbase. Some argued Fredo's death was purely the result of years of lean addiction and health decline, pointing to medical reports and Fredo's own admissions about his, as if the leaked audio clip wasn't enough. The internet went into full meltdown when a series of suspicious social media posts began surfacing and disappearing faster than anyone could keep track of. It all started with a late-night Instagram story from Bree, a woman many fans identified as Fredo's former assistant. In bold white text on a black background, she wrote, "Funny how the tables turn when the truth comes out." Within 20 minutes, the post was gone. But this is the internet screenshots spread instantly, plastered across Twitter threads and gossip blogs. Some fans argued Brie was talking about something totally unrelated. But for others, it was the smoking gun. She knows what happened, one viral tweet claimed. She posted it and deleted it because somebody told her to. The drama didn't stop there. Hours later, eagle-eyed fans noticed that Chief Keef, Fredo's cousin and closest ally, had quietly unfollowed 2 accounts tied to Fredo's old management. Nobody said a word publicly, but in the court of internet gossip, this was huge. Why would Sosa unfollow them right after the leak? Asked one fan on Reddit. That ain't random. That's pressure. Then came the strangest twist. Lil Durk, who had paid tribute to Fredo multiple times in the past, liked a cryptic tweet that read, "Not everyone who cries at your funeral cared while you were alive," within minutes. The like was undone, but not before screenshots spread across fan pages. Theories exploded. Was Durk trying to throw shade at someone in Fredo's camp? Or was it just a coincidence, a slip of the finger? Fans weren't buying the coincidence angle. Meanwhile, Instagram's Explore page turned into a war zone. Fredo tribute pages, conspiracy accounts, and random clout chasers all pushed their own versions of the story. Some swore there were unreleased text messages proving Fredo had begged for help days before his death. Others claimed hospital staff had leaked confidential notes but were silenced. Even TikTok got involved. One video showing a timeline of Fredo's last days racked up 500,000 views overnight. Despite being based entirely on speculation and stitched together screenshots, and then, just when the noise was at its peak, an archived tweet resurfaced from years earlier. The tweet, allegedly from a studio engineer who worked with Fredo. Read, "Sometimes it feels like these labels would rather see you dead than help you." Fans connected the dots instantly. This wasn't just about health issues or personal demons. This was bigger, messier, and maybe even tied to the industry itself. The frenzy got so intense that even mainstream outlets were forced to acknowledge it. A hip-hop blog published a piece titled, "The Fredo Santana Theories That Just Won't Die," highlighting the deleted posts, the unfollows, and the shady behavior surrounding Fredo's circle. The article didn't confirm anything, but the fact that legit platforms were reporting on fan theories gave them even more weight. But here's the real kicker. A burner Twitter account, created just days before the leak, posted one chilling line before vanishing into thin air. Check the hospital cameras. No one knew who ran the account. No one knew if it was legit, but the tweet lit up conspiracy circles like wildfire. Fans demanded answers. Why had no footage from Fredo's final hospital stay ever surfaced? Was it because there was nothing to see, or because someone made sure it would never be seen? By now, emotions weren't just high, they were out of control. The family was divided, friends stayed quiet, and fans were left tearing each other apart online. Some called it cloud chasing. Others swore it was the beginning of a cover-up, unraveling. But one thing was certain. Every deleted post, every cryptic like, and every burner account made Fredo's death feel less like a tragedy. And when the news of Fredo Santana's passing first broke back in January 2018, fans were heartbroken. But after the leaks, the deleted posts, and the cryptic signals started circling, that heartbreak turned into pure chaos. Emotions ran high, not just in the fanbase, but within Fredo's inner circle. What was once a tragedy the community mourned together had now become a storm of suspicion, blame, and deep personal conflict. The first sign of emotional fallout came from Lil Baby's camp views. Even artists not directly tied to Fredo had something to say. Baby posted a vague tweet, "I'm good off everybody," just hours after the audio leak went viral. Fans immediately connected it, assuming Baby was referencing industry politics and the shady way legends are treated. Whether or not it was about Fredo, the timing was enough to spark fire. Meanwhile, Offset's people reposted an old video of them and Fredo laughing in the studio, trying to remind fans of their bond. But instead of healing, it felt fake forced. One fan commented, "You can tell in his eyes he wasn't happy. That ain't love. That's guilt." The comment gained thousands of likes before the post was quietly deleted. Closer to home, Fredo's own family was visibly fractured. On Instagram Live, a cousin choked up while addressing rumors. "Stop with this fake SHT, man. Y'all don't know what Fredo was going through. Y'all don't know the demons he had." But fans weren't convinced. The chat section filled with comments like "You hiding something and tell us the real truth." It got so heated that the cousin ended the live early, tears in his eyes, muttering, "This ain't right." Chief Keef, who had stayed unusually quiet through the initial chaos, finally posted a video that shook fans to the core. Sitting in a dimly lit room, his voice heavy with emotion, he said, "I told y'all Fredo wasn't built for this lifestyle forever. He wanted peace. He wanted family. But this game don't let you have both." That clip went viral instantly, with millions of views across TikTok and Twitter. Fans split into two camps. One side applauding Keef for his honesty, the other accusing him of throwing subtle shade at unnamed figures in Fredo's circle. And then there was Fredo's mother. In a rare statement, she simply wrote, "My son deserved better." Those 4 words were enough to send shockwaves through the fanbase. Better from who? From the industry, from his friends, from the people who claimed to love him. Fans dissected every possible meaning, and the comment sections turned into battlefields. The emotional fallout didn't stop with family and friends, spread across the entire culture. Fans who had once come together to celebrate Fredo's music were now at war in the comments. TikTok stitches showed young fans crying, replaying Fredo's final Instagram Live, where he appeared pale and drained. Others angrily demanded accountability. "We lost Juice WRLD, we lost Mac Miller, we lost Fredo. When will y'all stop pretending this ain't deeper than drugs?" At concerts, tributes turned messy. A rapper paused his set to dedicate a song to Fredo, only to be met with hecklers shouting untold truth. From the crowd, clips of that moment spread everywhere, painting a picture of a fan base that wasn't just grieving, it was demanding justice. Behind closed doors, sources said Fredo's team was falling apart. Some members stopped showing up at events. Others unfollowed each other on Instagram. A few even deleted their entire accounts, fueling the narrative that they had something to hide. One insider told a blog, "It's divided now. Half the people want to clear the air. The other half say keep quiet. It's tearing everyone apart." Even the media couldn't ignore the fracture. Headlines read, "Fredo's legacy at risk as family divided over theories and fans demand transparency after deleted posts." Comment sections under these articles weren't just sad, they were venomous. Some fans cursed out Fredo's circle for abandoning him, while others attacked the media for profiting off his death. But perhaps the most heartbreaking fallout came from the fans themselves. Longtime supporters who had been there since Fredo's drill beginnings posted videos sobbing into the camera, begging for answers. One viral TikTok stitched together clips of Fredo's most famous lines, ending with the caption, "He warned us." Nobody listened. That video alone pulled millions of views in a week, proving that even years later, Fredo's death wasn't just a story yet, was an open wound by now. It wasn't just about losing Fredo. It was about betrayal, secrecy, and unanswered questions. The emotional fallout turned his death into more than a personal tragedy, became a cultural reckoning. One that left his family, friends, and fans divided like never before. Just when fans thought the chaos had hit its peak, a brand new twist dropped, and it was the kind of revelation that blurred the line between fact and fiction. Out of nowhere, an AI-generated voice clip began circulating online. At first it seemed fake, but the more people replayed it, the more it sounded chillingly real. The audio was allegedly Fredo's own voice, slurred but intense, saying, "If anything happens to me, just know it wasn't natural." Fans went into a frenzy. Some believed it was Fredo himself, a secret recording made. Twitter exploded with debates. One side insisted it was real. You can hear the pain in his voice. That ain't AI. Another side pushed back. Bro, this is 2025. Anyone can fake anything. The hashtag Fredo warning started trending, with fans demanding an investigation into who uploaded the clip and why. But the drama didn't stop there. A blogger claimed they received a DM leak from someone allegedly connected to the hospital staff. The messages showed an unknown user offering $5,000 cash to a studio engineer in Montreal, exchange for wiping footage from Fredo's last recording session. Screenshots of the DM thread went viral within minutes. "This might be deeper than just drugs," one fan posted. "Somebody wanted him silenced." Conspiracy accounts tied it all together in the wildest ways. They pointed out that Fredo had reportedly been working on a tell-all project before his death, raw tape exposing the dangers of the industry and the people who profited off addiction. "If he was about to expose something, that would explain everything," said one YouTuber, racking up 300K views in a single day. And then came the whispers of label-level sabotage. On Reddit, a supposed insider claimed Fredo's label was aware of his declining health, but chose not to intervene. The post read, "They didn't care if he got better or worse. Dead artists are easier to sell than living ones." That line hit like a punch to the gut, echoed across thousands of retweets and stitches. Fans began to believe Fredo's death wasn't just a tragedy, it was a business move. DJ Akamix, never one to stay out of the drama, reacted live on Twitch. "Yo, if labels really moving like this is crazy. Imagine letting one of your artists die just to cash out on streams. That's some evil SHT." Asterisk his reaction only fanned the flames, with commenters flooding the chat screaming, "Expose them." Adding fuel, TikTok detectives dug up old interviews where Fredo admitted he was cutting back on lean, trying to get healthy. One clip showed him saying, "I got a son now. I ain't trying to die young." That revelation made the new AI clip and DM leak even more unsettling. If Fredo wanted to live, why was he gone so soon? Fans refused to believe it was coincidence. Then another bombshell dropped. A hacker group claimed they had access to unreleased hospital files. They posted a blurred screenshot of what looked like Fredo's medical notes, captioned, "The truth is in the margins," though the post was quickly removed. Screenshots kept circulating, pushing the theory that official records were being hidden or altered by now. Fans weren't just sad, they were furious. Comment sections became battlegrounds. One side demanded justice, calling for documentaries, interviews, and full transparency. The other side accused conspiracy theorists of disrespecting Fredo's memory. But no matter the side, everyone agreed on one thing. The story wasn't over. Because if the AI clip, the DM leak, and the whispers of label sabotage had any truth to them, then Fredo's death was no longer just a personal tragedy, it was part of something much bigger, much darker, and far more sinister than anyone imagined. More like an unsolved mystery. If the AI clip and DM leaks weren't messy enough, things took a dangerous turn when rumors of a real-life confrontation began spreading. According to multiple witnesses, members of Fredo's old circle ran into affiliates of another crew during a late-night appearance at Atlanta's infamous Magic City strip club. What should have been a normal night of partying turned into a scene of pure tension. Blurry cell phone footage surfaced hours later. The clip showed two groups standing chest to chest, voices raised, security trying desperately to hold them back. In the chaos, one line could be heard loud and clear: "Don't touch him till it's handled." The moment those words hit the internet, fans lost their minds. Who said it? What did handled mean? And was it connected to the whispers about Fredo's death? The video quality was grainy, the audio distorted, but the internet didn't care. TikTok detectives slowed it down, enhanced the audio, and insisted it was someone from Fredo's former management yelling the phrase. Others claimed it was an affiliate of another Chicago crew, sparking new waves of speculation about street-level tensions that might have played a role in Fredo's downfall. Social media turned into a war zone overnight. #Fredo setup trended again, with fans arguing that the confrontation proved there was unfinished business tied to his passing. "Y'all really think this is about nothing?" One user tweeted. "This ain't just beef, this is cover-up beef." Adding to the mess, two burner Twitter accounts suddenly went dark, accounts that had been posting cryptic Fredo-related content for weeks. Their disappearance right after the footage leaked only fueled suspicion. "They got scared," a fan posted on Reddit. Whoever was running those pages knew too much. Industry insiders tried to downplay it, but even mainstream blogs couldn't ignore the noise. One headline read, "Blurry footage sparks new questions in Fredo Santana mystery." Another teased, "Magic City confrontation adds fuel to industry fire." The more outlets covered it, the more the confrontation took on a life of its own. Then came the shocking detail. Someone at Magic City allegedly overheard a heated exchange where one man shouted, "You think this ain't connected? You think people don't know?" Though unverified, the quote spread like wildfire across comment sections, with fans treating it as gospel truth. Meanwhile, Fredo's fans were left reeling. For years, they had mourned his death as a tragic health-related loss. Now, they were watching rumors of betrayal, sabotage, and even potential violence unfold in real time. Some begged for the madness to stop, saying Fredo's legacy was being disrespected. Others insisted this was exactly what Fredo would have wanted, the truth finally clawing its way to the surface, and the silence from those involved deafening. Nobody on either side publicly addressed the confrontation. The footage remained online, dissected and replayed by millions, but the people actually there acted like it never happened. That silence only deepened the mystery, leaving fans with more questions than answers. By now, the narrative had shifted completely. Fredo Santana's death wasn't just a tragedy from 2018. Then came Chief Keef's move. After weeks of emotional posts and subtle shade, Sosa stopped tweeting entirely. His timeline froze, his stories went dark, and for the first time in years, the usually vocal rapper had nothing to say. That silence shook the community. If Sosa Fredo's blood wasn't speaking, what did he know that made him stay quiet? Even more suspicious was the industry's reaction. Journalists who had teased exposes on Fredo's final days suddenly stopped promoting them. One writer admitted anonymously, "I was told to back off the story. Too messy, too risky." That confession, leaked in a Reddit thread, only fueled the belief that powerful forces were trying to bury the conversation. Meanwhile, fans watched as Fredo's name trended one day, only to disappear the next. Posts about him seemed to vanish quicker than normal, with some claiming algorithms were suppressing his story. TikTok creators swore their videos on Fredo were being shadow banned, while conspiracy accounts screamed that the industry was trying to erase him all over again. Inside Fredo's own circle, the quiet was even more unsettling. Old friends stopped acknowledging each other. People who once partied together unfollowed each other in silence. Burners that had been dropping cryptic clues went dark. It felt like everyone was waiting for the next move, waiting for someone brave enough to break the silence. And that's what scared fans the most. Silence in the rap game usually means one thing: something bigger is coming. maybe a diss track, maybe an explosive interview, maybe another leak that could blow the lid off everything. But until then, Fredo's legacy hung in limbo, trapped between love, loyalty, and unanswered questions. The calm felt unnatural. Fans weren't mourning anymore, they were holding their breath. It was the kind of quiet that doesn't bring peace, but pressure. And everyone knew. Pressure eventually bursts, so here we are. From Fredo Santana's legacy as a Chicago drill pioneer, to the heartbreaking reality of his health battles, to the shocking leaks, deleted evidence, and mysterious confrontations that refuse to let his story rest, one thing is clear. This tragedy is far from simple. We've seen cryptic Instagram posts vanish, burner accounts drop chilling hints, and even AI-generated clips that blurred the line between truth and fabrication. Friends